because I know that if you're watching me, you might be in a situation that I found myself about 2 years ago. So I and my husband, we moved over to the United Kingdom through the study route. I was the one studying. My husband was the dependent, and we had two kids. So when I started my program, a lot of people were coming to advise me, and they were sharing from their own experience and said that the easiest way to settle into the system was to take the care route. So even though I had come for my master's, I was also a bit concerned about how to go about settling into the system. And I didn't really know how it was going to work out. And because everyone was talking about care, including some of my classmates, I was just thinking through it, but I didn't want to settle for that. Not because there's anything wrong with the care route, but because as a person, I wasn't really good with, you know, care and, hospital and all of those kind of things. So I continued with my program. 6 months into our stay here, my husband was able to get a job in a bank in the United Kingdom, and we were excited. We felt that okay, this company will be able to sponsor him. It was a fixed term contract, and it was going to be renewed at the end of the program, at the end of 1 year, and that was what they said. So he started with them and he was doing everything. He was working as a product manager in the bank. And towards the end of that year, he decided to speak to his supervisor about our status to find out if there was any chance of them, sponsoring us. And yeah, so the supervisor was, even though he wasn't very clear on what the requirements were, he decided to make further inquiries and started engaging with the consultants that they usually work with. They gave us forms, we started filling out, and by the time the forms were to go for further approvals, he came back to say that the bank was not going to be able to do that because it wasn't going to work out in line with their budget for the year. And we were not very happy with that feedback, but we were not discouraged. And also, my husband had tried to, because he was in tech, he decided to try the tech route through the global talent. He paid, bought the form, started filling out, and when he went for this first stage endorsement, he didn't get through. And all these things were happening, but we were not discouraged. So at this time, we just had only 2 months left before we would be out of status on our current visa. And the only option that was left for us was either to go for the care route or to go on to the graduate visa. And by January of the next year, I decided to, because I was just thinking about the status thing. I was thinking about, I went for an interview and I got a sponsorship with one of the care companies in United Kingdom. They were willing to offer me sponsorship and they gave me the forms to fill out. I had started filling out the forms and I went to bed and woke up. I told my husband that I didn't think I was going to be able to do that job because I don't know if I'll be able to do it. And I told him I was going to decline the offer. And it felt like, we were, not going to get the sponsorship. So we decided to decline that offer and went on to pursue other routes to get our sponsors. And that was how we moved on to the graduate visa, and we gave ourselves targets that we were going to move our status from that point into a sponsored role. And we started sending our applications, started going for interviews, and preparing ourselves for several interviews. And within 4 months, I was able to get this job that was going to sponsor me with a university in the United Kingdom. And I was very happy, but I wasn't very quick to